Hi everyone, casual one today. We're talking a little bit about the nitty-gritty of procedural generation. First though, technical change. You remember that question I was asking myself last week about how to fit LibGDX's actor into my ECS model? I figured that one out. Before, I'd made actors into actor components. Any entity that was an actor had a component that handled all of the actor-related stuff. The problem there, of course, is that LibGDX's actors need to be able to see an awful lot. They're interested in position, scale, rotation, they handle animations and rendering and textures and all that stuff. This sort of functionality is generally found in systems in the ECS model, and properly the actor should be a component, since components are all fed into systems to do their work. Well, I threw all that out. Separating functionality out of actors to make them into actor components is a huge bother, so I'm breaking the ECS model for this case. Instead, I'm pushing that functionality up into the entity itself. There's now an actor entity. It's able to hold all components like an entity and can be handled by the stage as an actor. It's kind of violating the idea of an entity being an empty container for components, but I think it's going to be the most reasonable compromise. I basically just didn't want to duplicate all of the work that LibGDX's actors do in rendering, animating, moving, and most importantly, capturing interaction events like mouse clicks. Now I won't have to. As an added bonus, the entity can pass on any mouse interactions to components without much trouble. Almost like I planned it that way or something. I didn't actually plan it that way. Now I'm moving on to making the map look better than random noise. I'd ideally like to have a full 3D model of the terrain, but I think that would interfere with the playability of the game. These sorts of games rely on having very simple, easy to understand landscapes, since there can be so much going on. So I'll be sticking with a layer cake model, with each layer in the cake representing a discrete level of terrain. The first one is going to be ground level. All of the surface height will be rendered flat, with particularly high areas being filled in with rock that the player can dig into in order to burrow in if they like. Since it's the surface though, this is where the environmental model will be doing most of the work. I'd like something interesting, but not too complicated. The first thing I'm doing is using some simplex noise to make a height map filled with hills and valleys. These are going to be mapped roughly to the presence of soil, with lower regions more likely to contain thick soil and plant life, and higher regions more likely to hold scrub or gravel or desert. This isn't necessarily true in reality, of course. Erosion doesn't always work like that, but it's close enough for a first pass. After that will be water. I'm going to start by using a flood fill algorithms to find all of the lower regions of the map. I'll be iteratively searching for the lowest point and flood filling out from there. And then I'll repeat that until I've got all of the tiles lower than my water level. Flood fill is nice and simple to do, and in this case it's all I need to get all out of the ponds. After that, I'd like to write something to cut a river or two through the territory. I toyed with the idea of finding lowest points on the site edges and then drawing a curved line from one to the other, but I think I'm just going to start with random board edge points instead. I'll slice through some of the hills and muddy up that simplex a little bit. My plan is to draw a Bezier curve between the 2 points and then stamp down a circle onto the landscape at interpolated points along that curve to dig out a river channel. Then I can use another flood fill to identify the actual tiles of the river. It's probably a good idea to do that before doing the ponds so that I don't get any intersections. But we'll see how it looks when I'm done. I'm looking forward to writing something that isn't just A-star. But that's it for now. Thanks for listening.